All right, let's move on. We will look at some games in the college football world this weekend, and we will start Friday night. Actually, number 20 Arizona, they are 2-0. They are at number 13 Kansas State, also 2-0. A 7-point home favorite for the Wildcats. 58 is your over under on this one, and it is Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time on Fox. Sean, we'll start with you.
I mean, I think no brainer here. I'll go with the Wildcats.
That's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
Wildcats are definitely going to win this.
Good call. Bold.
Yeah, it's a bold play. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Look, I love the receiver, the kid from Arizona. I think Arizona has themselves, if they play the season the right way, they have themselves a Heisman candidate in him. He's probably a candidate for first overall pick. But I don't think Arizona's done a lot to impress me in their first two games. I mean, the game one looked great, but it was against an opponent that really struggled in week two, and I don't know. I just feel like I want to go Arizona, and I want to go the flashy wide receiver that I'm in love with, and I hope I end up with a dynasty pick for. But I think I have to take Kansas State here. I do think. What was the spread on it as of now?
58.
Oh, not the over under. The spread.
Kansas State 7.
Okay, I had it at 7.5. I think even at 7, I'm still going to take Arizona with the points. I think it's going to be like Big 12-esque back and forth. Like I think it's going to be a little more back and forth. Maybe not as high scoring as some Big 12 games get, but I'll take Kansas State outright. But I'll take Arizona with the points, and I'll take the over.
All right, student of the game, Kyle Nash.
First of all, before I even get started, death taxes in the over in the Big 12, except for two exceptions in the form of UCF and Utah. Very, very, very clearly done. I also love the take that Sean's giving us with Arizona, with Arizona covering. I'm a fan of that. I listen. But the unfortunate thing about this game, it was best said by my friend Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12. This game essentially eliminates one or the other from playoff contention because of the nature of the conference, such that it is.
Sure.
If this isn't the SEC where they get to stay alive longer. We can only hope the ACC continues to collapse and maybe makes room for one more Big 12 team. But listen, wishful thinking with the committee as always in the ACC. But yeah, I agree. It sounds like I agree with Sean wholeheartedly here.
All right, very good. Mikey B.
Matt has Arizona in the over. Ernest has Arizona in the under. I will break the mold here. They won a dogfight on the road in Tulane on Saturday afternoon in Kansas State. I think Kansas State rolls. Give me the purple Wildcats and give me the over.
So even with the rookie quarterback, redshirt freshman, we'll call him what it is, and Avery Johnson and a whole bunch of sixth-year players that have graduated from that offensive line and aren't there now, okay. I admire your bravery. You've said stranger things and been correct before.
I watched this Arizona team score 22 points against Northern Arizona last week. They didn't impress me. I don't care how good the wide receiver is.
And yet, at the end of the day,
nice pick, Devin.
When North Carolina struggled against West Carolina, you didn't change your pick. But that's cool. I like what you're doing there too with the Goldie Hawn references there, Sean. I dig that. But
I was going for an Owen Wilson circa Royal Tenenbaums. I was going for where he's just he's on a TV show and he's just Wildcat. He's like, I'm gonna go.
Okay. Either will apply here. I get it. Mine went all the way to the 80s, so I get that you weren't there, but that's cool.
Before the next pick and before they lose interest, I've noticed in the comments, Justin, I see you. Apparently, the 8th graders from here in Pinellas County, Florida, have found their teacher's podcast.
Got him.
Although, like a doofus, he did point out we were giving him garbage. This guy that's commenting in an 8-team fantasy league took Justin Tucker in the 4th. He says the 6th round. It doesn't matter. That is a terrible take, Justin. And you heard
that was one of the ideas, but it wasn't a very good one.
There you go.
Was it the 4th pick or the 6th? It doesn't matter what pick it was.
Go work on your slideshow presentation.
I will take Arizona to cover the 7. I think Kansas State will win the game. But yeah, I will definitely take the over in this one. All right, next one. We have 12:45 Eastern time on Saturday on the SEC network. It is a team that beat Florida State this year. Well, not the first one, won't be the last one. It is the 2-0 Boston College Eagles. They are 24 in the country for now. They are at number 6 Missouri, who is also 2-0, a 16.5 point home favorite for those Tigers. 54 is your over under on this one. Sean, go ahead.
Okay, so we got 16.5, huh? I kind of have a very similar feeling to the last game we just did, where I like Missouri. It's very impressive what they're doing. Obviously, a point differential, 2 shutouts. I mean, I don't care who you play. That's pretty impressive statistics. But I also think this is by far the hardest competition they're going to face, and I kind of like the way Boston College is playing. I don't know if I like Boston College well enough to win this game outright. I don't know that I like them that good, and I don't know that I hate Missouri that much, but I do like them to cover that spread fairly substantially. So since I get points, I'm taking Boston College, and even if they win, I'm still correct. And what was my over-under on that at the final?
54.
54. No. Under.
All right. Student of the game, Kyle Nash.
I hope federal agents are rating this game because there are a pair of frauds competing against each other here in that parking lot.
Correct.
In my heart, I'm finding myself cheering for Mizzou so we can knock BC out of the top 25. The fact that there is absolutely asinine beyond recognition. And if they beat Missouri, whatever committee up comes in November and votes will do anything they can to use that game to keep them at number 12. That being said, you're giving me 16 points. I'm going to go with Tommy Castellanos and Boston College, something I never thought I would say on this podcast. And because it's the SEC, man, that's a good 54. Slight over, because I think it's a 55-point total on a bad beat for Sean.
Probably.
Mikey B.
Ernest has Missouri and the over. Matt has Boston College and the under.
So I'm the opposite of EJ. Perfect.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to side with Deshaun Watson fan club #1 member, Missouri and the over.
Be careful with that. That dude's got a family, man.
Look, I mean, I know that Boston College has
Is it possible? I was just going to say, is it possible that Deshaun Watson's quote burner account that was praising him after the game was just EJ?
Yes.
I mean, there is an outside chance that he may have borrowed the security van.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, well,
Hi,
EJ from the
This guy
security.
gets it.
Yeah,
Look, I know Boston College, beat one of the premier programs in the country on Labor Day weekend in the Florida State Seminoles. But look, I don't know if Missouri is the 6th best team in the country, but I do know that they are good enough to win a game against Boston College. So I'm actually going to take Missouri even to cover 16.5. I know it's a lot of points, but
that's a lot of points.
I just
A lot.
there was points in that game. The only Boston College game I watched so far this year. There was points in that game where Boston College tried to give the game to Florida State, and they're just like, no, we're not good enough, fam. We stink.
Yes.
So yeah, Missouri, even with the 16.5, and slide over. All right. Next one, we have number 9 Oregon, 2-0, as much as they've tried not to be. A 16-point road favorite at Oregon State, who is 2-0. 50 is your over under. 3:30 Eastern time on Fox. Sean.
Yeah. You kind of hinted at it there. I am not sold on the Oregon Ducks. I think that I definitely like Oregon State to cover this spread. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that they win this rivalry. I think Oregon State, neither of them's playing great football. Oregon State's playing decent defense, and I feel like Oregon doesn't feel like they want to score, and that's not a recipe for success for anybody. So I'm going to take Oregon State. Go Beavers, and did you say my over-unders in the 50s again?
50.
Is everything is right at 50? Ugh.
Right at.
Yeah, I don't like this to be super high scoring. I don't think either team's great. I'll take. I hate taking an under in the 40s, but I'll take it. I'll take the under on that.
All right. Student of the game, Kyle Nash.
This being a Pac-12 game proper, if the Pac-12 were still a thing, give me the over first and foremost. Second,
This guy gets it.
and as you're going to give me very wisely, Rick Sanchez, I'll also require another Lucifer Morningstar.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
I don't know why this show or the national media keeps wanting to chase the sock hawker as somebody that can do something. But no, Dylan Gabriel is not a big game quarterback, and this is the closest thing he's faced to a big game so far on the schedule, and he's already looked bad. The spread, shoot, Jim, give me the spread again. I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Oregon is a 16-point favorite. 50 is your over/under.
Okay, that's a lot of points. Give me,
Mhm.
give me the Beavers with the points, and yeah. So I got Oregon State and the over.
All right.
And to your point, Sean, because both teams are so bad, there's going to be a lot of sloppy points scored. That's
That's my big fear there. But I'm going with my gut, which is the biggest part of me. So we'll go with that.
All right, Mikey B.
Matt has Oregon in the over. Ernest has Oregon State in the over. Quack, quack, motherfucker. Ducks in the over.
you
I just said
don't-
there's 8th graders watching. Of course, they probably talk like that too. So.
Listen, you're still on that sock hawker, aren't you, dude? Okay.
No, I'm just not on the Oregon State hype
I
train.
need to remember to put a TVMA up in the top right corner.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
just get that
here's-
MA out there.
I watched the entire San Diego State Oregon State game.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing that they do on offense that thinks that I think that they can score.
I cool. You have faith in that Duck defense, Wolfpack.
Correct. Quack quack.
All right, Wolfpack, you do you.
You got to get the old parental advisory sticker from the CDs. Just put it-
Warning. You by listening to this, you understand that there will be harsh yet sometimes bold language.
Yeah.
Mature subjects. Parental discretion is advised. Shouts to
Lauren.
voice of the Earnestly Speaking podcast, Lauren Christian. Anyway.
Here we go. Look, I still have them going, I don't know, somewhere in my playoffs. So I have to, not that this is a conference game, so they could still Oregon. Okay, I'm picking Oregon to win. I'll take Oregon State to cover. Because 16 feels like a lot where this team's at right now.
You curse the devil, do you?
Look, man.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
No, I'm not fully abandoning things here. I'm just saying that they haven't looked good. Okay, that's all I'm saying. A lot of season in front of us.
Yeah.
Things can get corrected. But yeah, for now I will go Oregon State to cover and definitely take the over because it is the framework of what used to be the Pac-12. And then lastly, we have number 1 Georgia. They are 2-0, 24-point favorite at 1-1 Kentucky. 45 is your over/under in this one. Saturday, 7:30 Eastern time on ABC. Gentlemen, we're gonna have an early night on Saturday. An early bedtime. Sean, what do you think?
This one. Thanks for putting the last one on a tee. I thought the first 3 were fairly decent ones to pick. I really had fun just sweating those out myself, let alone discussing with you guys. But this one, put this one on a tee because this one is Georgia to cover. I don't care what the points are there. I know Kentucky's always like a fun pick. I always want to pull for them in the SEC, and they've shown up for some big games. This is not going to be one of them. Georgia's going to roll. Georgia's going to roll hard. I'm going to take the over, and I'm going to suggest that Georgia may cover that over by themselves.
Damn.
Dang.
Like it may be 45-3. Like
Student of the game, Kyle Nash.
To your point with Kentucky, I've covered them here at the Citrus Bowl at least once. So yeah, they're able to make noise in some years. And like you said very astutely, my good friend, this is not one of those games that they're going to do particularly well. I have the under because I believe Kentucky will score that few points. But please don't think I'm a hater of Kirby Smart. For those who can't see on the podcast, Jim just flashed the TVMA.
We do have TVMA.
Now, so
Nice.
Mike can drop as many F-bombs as he wants.
And it's in the right corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in its corner.
that is true.
But no, I'm going to take the anomaly here. I'm going to go the under with the SEC game, but I'm going to take Georgia to cover the huge amount of points. So, fuck that 45. I said very well again. I think you could get a bad beat, Sean, in the form of like a 41 or a 44-0 game.
Right. I mean,
Most of my
45
life's
is your
been
over
a
under.
bad
They have
beat.
Georgia is at 24 points. That's half the point. That's over.
Well, that's
half.
just it. I was like, if I'm taking Georgia to cover at 24, I'm like, if I'm taking Georgia to cover, if Kentucky scores anything, I've got to take the over.
I'm saying they won't. That's where I'm at, buddy.
Okay.
There you go, Mikey B.
Thanks, Devin.
Ernest somehow took Kentucky in the over.
What?
Matt takes Georgia in the over. Yours truly, I don't care if they're 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, spaghetti-o.
Nice.
Georgia by 1,000,000. Georgia in the over. They might hit the over by the half.
Wow. Just taking it another step.
In EJ Christian's defense, if you're silly enough to think that Kentucky's going to cover in this game, the over will be achieved. That
Well,
is
sure,
correct,
yeah,
because
because you're
that means
going to
that
have.
means they
It's not
scored.
going to be a blowout for Kentucky. It's going to be a back.
Right.
Yeah,
It means they scored.
right.
Correct.
It's just got to be in like the 20s. Like
Correct.
you're fine.
Look, I will take Kentucky to cover in the first quarter, and then Georgia just Georgia's, and it's gonna get ugly after that. Yeah, no, there may
Think
be
New
other
York
weeks where-
Giants against anyone else.
like there's some weeks where like Georgia might get a little bit of like upset scare. This is not going to be one of those weeks.
Nope.
So thanks for playing, Kentucky. Here's your parting gift.
It's a
it-
loss.
It's about to get ugly. So that's where we leave the world of
Did you
college
take the over or the under?
football. I'll go over because I think I think it's one of those ones Georgia has the potential to score close to, if not over themselves. So yeah, I will take the over.
I don't know if I like that so many people agree with me, but I'll take it.
Well, I don't do it often.
what is all this support? I don't feel right.
Right?
Nash,
What is,
Nash trying to put the hex on me.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky
Don't
Bobby.
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
what is happening? What is happening?